time to do our morning show.
On your how this will go.
Come and watch two guys grow old. These are the days.
If we get a YouTube feed,
We'll just stream on D-Live then. Mr. We
We
could use a man like Donald Trump again. I live in a redneck state.
everybody here's irate.
Man, this intro sure sounds great.
These are
the
days.
Yes! Wednesday! October 20th, Boomer Bunker Primetime. Boomer Bob here with the man, the Jersey Tomato, John Jamingo. I would like to go ahead and let this run for a second. It's called Let It Populate while I masturbate.
Don't nobody like his ass, huh? Tried to cover up and tell the people go Brandon. But we know what they saying.
Popping cans in the studio.
You can hear the chant.
How you drinking?
Don't nobody want this commie because we not in China.
Yeah, which means I'll be peeing in about 20 minutes.
That's what they get for treating us like we in Squid Games. Green light mandate like he's insane. These times people waking up to everything. Go Brandon, but we all know what the saying mean.
That's right.
Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho?
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho?
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho?
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Hey, you know what they
You know what they're saying.
You know, they say that in Canada, you're not allowed to use that phrase. I think if you're a public official or something like that. In other words, they don't like that in Canada.
What's their, I can't remember their dudes. Oh, yeah, Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, Justin Trudeau, the guy that
It doesn't
apologized.
roll off, like it doesn't roll off the tongue. Let's go, Justin.
Yeah, let's go Justin or let's go Trudeau.
Yeah,
Let's go. Right. So let me just say this. I got some feedback from some of the listeners, and one person said that, you know what? When I blame them for not telling people about the show to help the show grow, said that's never going to happen because they won't admit to it. This is like their dirty little secret. We're like their side piece because of this topics we talk about and the way that we talk about them. They don't want to be associated. They're scared, to be quite honest with you. I'll have a little Jack Daniels while you respond.
What are they scared of? Truth.
Well, you know, being canceled.
That's a YouTube file. You're not allowed to say that.
What?
Truth.
Being canceled?
Say truth.
I don't know. You got a whistle now to blow it every time
Yes.
every time I make a YouTube fallacy or a YouTube strike or whatever I do.
What am I going to do? Throw laundry?
I'll tell you what, you'll be blowing that thing a lot this episode because I got things to say.
I also got a bell.
You got a bell too?
What else do I got in there? I got a drum set if this stuff doesn't work.
I don't know. That's what we're here for, though, isn't it? Isn't it really what we're here for? To kind
Do you
of
know what I'm here for?
No, I have no idea. What are you here for, Bob?
Today is International Pronouns Day. Did you not know that?
Stop it, please.
No, I will not stop it. I'm going to torture you. Go.
She, he, they. These are pronouns, and we all use them every day.
It's like autopilot for podcasting.
Pronouns are nothing new. But as more and more transgender and non-binary people are coming out and living authentically, conversations around pronouns are becoming more common.
Yeah. Let's get to the good stuff. There we go.
Things to know about pronouns. First, never assume that you know a person's pronoun just by looking at them.
It's ma'am.
Inappropriate, normalize politely asking someone, what are your pronouns? Or what pronouns do you use?
So, John, if I walked up to you not knowing you and I was like, sir, hey, what are your pronouns? What would you say to me?
I'm a dude. Listen, Bob, I'm done with this. I've had enough. They've taken this too far. I am not playing these reindeer games with these people anymore. I refuse. If you look like a guy, I'm calling you he. If you look like a female, I'm calling you she.
But it's
That's it. There's two. We have
it's
two
just
genders.
1 day a year you have to do it. International
have-
Pronouns Day.
Listen, I'm an old white guy, and I don't have to do anything but die and pay taxes. And
It's 1 day a year.
I will not. I refuse. I am not. Listen, they started with the non-binary, and they went with they, them, and I'm like, nah, okay, I can do that. And then the other day, we had that woman that needed her face washed, and the woman that I thought was a woman ended up being a guy with the bad eye makeup on behind. He was it's demon. Now demon's a pronoun? What are you kidding me? Listen.
Demon self.
Right. I don't care. I'm done with this nonsense. There's two genders, he and she. If there's two people there, it's a they.
You know what you're telling me here? You're telling me that you need this video more than anybody. Go.
I don't care. Go ahead.
Respect someone's pronouns and use the pronouns the person asks you to.
Axe. I guess you have to carry around something to chop wood with. Use the pronouns they ask you to.
Yeah. I can't anymore. I can't. It just infuriates me. And if we continue to do this, they will continue to take it even further and further and further. It's the whole, you give them an inch, they take a mile. And I'm done with the whole bowing down to the transgender people. We accept you. If you want to be transgender, be transgender. Okay?
Sweet.
If you look like a female and you are a guy, that's fine. But you're still, listen, like the great Dave Chappelle said, everybody in this world came from the in between a woman's legs, came out a vagina. So you can't tell me that if you identify as a woman, but you don't have a factory installed vagina, you have a what do they call that when they do an aftermarket vagina or lady dick and balls? You can identify as that. That's fine, but you're not a woman. You're a guy.
This is going to seem out there, but I would like to be there in the nursery when a trans person goes to buy pecan trees.
Why does that? You've lost me there.
Because in order for them to produce pecans, you have to have a male and a female pecan tree in the same yard.
Right. And here's what happens. If a pecan tree decides to identify as a female and you have two female trees, no pecans.
You know what you get? No nuts.
You get no nuts. All right. So back to this thing. I'm done with the language that these cosplaying people want us to, they're bored. They're bored. They want attention. I've done this before. I'm done with it. I'm not doing this anymore. You either have a factory installed vagina or factory installed dick and balls. And that's what you are.
Hey, man, just want to let you know that sometimes you got to shut the fuck up.
Oh, is that what you think?
Third,
remember that pronouns don't always correspond to someone's gender identity.
I don't care.
This is a class, John. You have got to learn. You've got to grow.
I don't care.
Oh, it's okay. I'm
Generation sucks.
transgender.
Oh, I had no idea. Do whatever you want all the time.
No.
Boy, that one must really require a lot of explanation because there's nothing after like this. She's just babbling, axing and axe this and axe that.
Right. LGBTQ alphabet soup community.
Well, I found another video that is for now. This was put up like a day ago, but it says 2020, but it was put up a day ago. So cut me some slack. Now, this one might be more along the lines of what something John would agree with.
Happy International Pronouns Day, everyone. I wanted to take this incredible opportunity to acknowledge how great it is to have an entire day celebrating the two types of pronouns. He, him for XY chromosomes and she, her for XX chromosomes. It's so great that we can all come together on this special day in unison to celebrate our two genders. Happy he, him, and she, her day.
There you go.
How hard is that? How hard is that?
that was a lot easier than the last video. I'll give it that. I mean, I could pass that test pretty easily.
Right. And Helpless Star says, John, did that gut come factory installed? Why, yes, it did. It certainly did come factory installed.
Hey,
I've enhanced it over the years. That's
my
okay.
daddy used to say, you got a good tool, build a shed over it.
Look, you can fat shame me. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You can fat shame me. Okay. So what? You think you're the first person that looked at me and said, guess what? He's fat. Oh my God.
Here we go. This is going to be fun.
Oh boy, here we go.
I want to know what this bill came out to, like, and how many calories this adds up to. It's got to be something nearing what Congress is trying to pass right now.
I got the supersonic double bacon cheeseburger. I've got cheddar peppers, popcorn chicken, mozzarella sticks, onion rings, the soft pretzel, a couple of corn dogs, chili cheese tots, and 2 chili cheese footlong conies. I also have the Cinna sticks, I think they're called, and the French toast sticks, a Route 44 blue coconut slushy with blue raspberry added.
No, that should be diet.
All right, hang on. Stop it right there. Hang on. So right there, that's about, I'm going to say that's anywhere between 4,000 and 6,000 calories, what she just has there.
Oh, that's probably.
You think I'm under?
With that slushy, it's probably getting near 10,000. With she has a blast over here too. One of those ice creams here.
Strawberry cheesecake.
Oh Jesus!
Snickers, Sonic Blast.
There's another one over here too that you can't see next to her big giant drink, and I mean those things alone are like between 1,000 and 1,200 calories.
Jesus, she can't. I'm telling you right now, I can eat. And there's no way I could eat all that in one sitting. There's no way she can eat that in one sitting.
This is probably her in between meal snack. Is she trying to get on TLC? I'm not trying to fat shame.
No,
I get it.
No, not you. This isn't fat shaming at all. All right, hang on for a second. Let me talk this out. If you brought that food to me in the morning and said you had to finish it by the end of the day, I could do that. I could finish all that by the end of the day. I know I could, but to sit down and do it in one sitting, I could not. So,
Godfather, who art in Jersey,
stop it.
Jamingo be his name. His delivery comes. It is soon gone and sent to donut heaven. All right, sorry.
That's all right.
So I just, now, from what it appeared, she put this up herself. Like this seemed to be her own. Like if you want to comb the comments, I can pull that up. I downloaded the video, but we can comb the comments. They're not exactly nice.
Of course they're not, because
there's over 8,000 comments.
Hang on. First of all, the only two people you're allowed to shame are fat people and ugly people. And if you're a fat, ugly person, unless you're transgender, if you're a fat, ugly transgender, nobody can touch you. Nobody can say anything about you. You are a sacred cow, like all transgenders are now, because they've been wronged.
Do you really think that cow is the right term there?
Yes. And yes, I do. Matter of fact. So, all right. So what do you want to bring up the comments? Let's see what the people say.
Well, I'll have to dig it up here.
Okay. No, it's all right. You don't have to.
Yep. Hold on. It just takes a couple of clicks, man.
Sure.
And getting the video to not play.
Hey, listen, if you want to fat shame me, that's fine. Then the gloves are off, because if you can fat shame me, I'm not you, but people. Oh. If it's okay to fat shame, then it's okay to transgender shame, and it's okay to shame about
good point,
gender and your race and all that other shit. Fuck them all. That's what I say.
So check it out. 8,743 comments. When was this uploaded?
That's as many.
1 day ago.
One comment for every
calorie. Where'd it go? What happened?
Big Betsy 280. There's no way she's 280.
One leg is two. I think she just weighs one leg at a time. I don't know.
Maybe. All right.
Look at that.
Everyone looks different.
I don't know why. What happened?
I don't know.
What happened?
This is what happens when we produce on the fly. There's the Sonic lunch.
Sonic for lunch.
See, I think it's very hard to do this.
That's a different one.
The Discord one. Oh, she's got two?
Yes. Let me reload that. I got so much going on over here.
I love food. No shit. Now that's the one.
See, it won't let me do anything. I open this and they're down here. See, this is so stupid.
Dumb.
The boomers trying to operate computers.
See, that's what happens. See, this is a Chinese app. It doesn't work.
I shit my pants.
We're back to I shit my pants?
Yes. All right. Well, that's that. Fail.
Okay. So can we, because this kind of rolls into the story about where you say, I called Tilly Ramsey fat. What does that mean? Because I didn't even know who Tilly Ramsey was until I read the story.
Well, it says here, you have to give me a minute. I have to bring up the article.
Okay. I thought I had, I couldn't, you know what? I could not bring this up. I tried to make it, I know. I tried to, you know how I take the article and put it in Evernote and it takes and makes it easy to read and all. Page 6 would not let me do it. Now, Gordon Ramsay's daughter, 19, slams radio host who called her chubby.
Yeah, I thought that was you. It was an old man.
Oh, okay. But here's the thing. I don't think she's chubby. I think she's rather attractive. Is that chubby?
No.
I don't think that's chubby at all.
I think to me, that's normal. I mean, my wife kind of looks like this. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying my wife has that size.
And then here's the other thing too, that and she's on a show, I guess it's some kind of dancing show in Australia. Celebrity Master Shift in Australia.
Yeah. I think he made okay. So Gordon Ramsay's teen daughter slammed a middle-aged British radio host for mocking her as chubby and insinuating that she's eaten too much of her celebrity chef dad's cooking. Please remember that words can hurt. And at the end of the day, I'm only 19. Tilly Ramsay, which is short for Matilda, by the way, a nice classic name. Matilda. Wrote on Instagram in response to the insults from host Steve Allen of the UK program LBC. The 67-year-old roasted the teen's physique on air while discussing her recent appearance on Strictly
Come Dancing. That's what is that some kind of porn?
Yeah, that sounds like adult film.
Right.
So, he says, she's a chubby little thing, isn't she? Have you noticed? Probably your dad's cooking. I should imagine. It's probably like, she's a chubby little thing, isn't she?
Okay. So the thing is, she's 19 years old, and of a dad of 4 daughters that have went through the teenage years.
Sure.
They are very, very self-conscious of their looks. They're very self-conscious of what people think about them.
Yeah.
And this is very, very hurtful to somebody that age, to their psyche. It really is. Now, that being said, she's out in the public eye. So if you're out in the public eye, you're going to get scrutinized. Here's another thing. Probably 1% said she's chubby and agreed with this guy. 99% think she's a very attractive girl and disagree with this guy. But she will not, everybody takes the bad criticism to heart, and all the good stuff they don't believe, or they don't talk to people, or they don't recognize it, or they don't acknowledge it. I guess they expect it. Right. But as soon as you say that she's chubby, and again, I applaud her for coming out and saying, you know what, I'm 19, cut me a break.
Well, I also think it was good that she didn't, lay into him and tell him he needs to apologize and try to cancel him and all that kind of crap. She was like, look, man, I'm 19, dude. He's up. I don't feel fat. Like I think I look all right. So
now I'll tell you what, if I was Gordon Ramsay, I'd be going to this radio station and I'd be looking to get on the air with this guy. And I might pop him in the nose. she said, I'm so grateful for all the amazing opportunities I've been able to take part in. And I understand that being in the public eye obviously comes with its own repercussions. And I've been aware of this from a young age. However, I won't tolerate people that think it's okay to publicly comment and scrutinize anybody's weight and appearance. There you go. Perfect.
Yes. Well said.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to assume that she probably has somebody to maybe like assist with that kind of, PR kind of stuff.
She's a very attractive girl.
So
thank God she looks like her mother.
Yeah, I haven't seen her since. I know she had her 16th birthday party on her dad's show on Hell's Kitchen, and they had to make the dinners and everything, and it was a big thing.
Right. Well, again, here it is. Fans flocked to the comment section in support of Ramsey's daughter.
Yeah.
Including the Be Kind hashtag. Some people are very nasty. Don't listen to this crap. We love you, young girl.
That was probably the same crowd that attacked Adele for, losing her weight. So
damned if you do, damned if you don't, right?
While we're on the topic of being on TV, did you happen to go through this one that I dropped in there?
I did not see that. That was a late one. That was you dropped it in late, so I didn't get a chance to look at that one.
Cops investigating after Washington State TV station, I think it's KREM, accidentally airs 13 seconds of porn during a weather report. And I have a video clip to go with it. Of course, it is covered up, but
yeah, okay.
Let me try to pull that up. Now it's not a very long clip, but it gives you the idea.
Well, let me ask you this question: why are the cops involved? Who's going to get arrested for this?
Probably want to find out who put the porn on the screen. Well, now this is dude. I dug all over for a decent clip of this, and this was the best I could come up with.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's been sunny, but really, how long is it going to last for us? Meteorologist Michelle Voss.
Look over here in the corner, up here, next to her. They blurred it out, of course.
Oh, okay.
The start of the week, at least, and it looks like that's what we're going.
Look at him grabbing them buns.
After a gorgeous weekend of mild temperatures, currently outside.
So that was it.
She could use a good tanning, from what I see.
13 seconds. That was on the air for, and they're looking at some pretty hefty fines and whatnot too. I mean, that's a big boo boo, man. That's probably gonna get fired.
Somebody's getting fired over this, right?
I thought that was a kind of funny story when I.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, they didn't even talk it was like they didn't even notice it. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they couldn't because that's all green screen and you can't really see it.
That aired at 6:30 p.m. Over the weekend. So, how
many people watched it? Really?
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know if it was like Saturday. Then probably not because you got a college ball. Most anybody watching TV at that particular hours watching college football or something. They're not looking at the weather. Probably I do know this. Whoever was watching it was not probably has never seen porn before, and that was their first time.
Really? Who in this world hasn't seen porn? I guess maybe some young kids would probably have a little bit of questions. Would they even know what was going on? Well, again, it's blurred, so we don't know what they saw. But it kind of looks like it was.
They kind of described it. They said it was a chick kind of lays on a bed, has her butt up, butt out towards the camera, and then you could see a dude's hand kind of reaching over and giving it a nice little, hey, what is this?
Yeah, they were basically what they were doing was they were practicing safe COVID sex, where you're not face to face.
Yeah. Hey, it's time for the weather report here on KREM.
We're having a strong high coming out of the north. Slamming into a low.
I'm fixing to do the tongue tornado on this.
God damn, Bob, you are creepy when you do sex talk. Jesus.
Hold on, Mom, the weather's on.
Hey, speaking of porn.
Yes.
I love this story you have up here with the most dangerous sex position.
Yes, I have a video that goes with it, but I'm not happy with the video. I was kind of disappointed. The guy's, I don't know, he talks too fast. And like, dude, you get 3 minutes on a TikTok, man. And this is another genius TikTok doctor. Now, so this is the article. With cooler nights now upon us, many couples have been tempted to heat things up in the bedroom. Oh, let me put this back on. Yeah, but there's one sex position men may want to avoid. Let me add this too. Given that a doctor is going viral for claiming it's responsible for a whopping 50% of penis fractures. Oh, wait, that's not something we need to do that with. Yeah. 50%.
I'm a survivor of sexual assault.
Oh, are you saying I just...
And I haven't told many people that in my life.
So what they're basically saying, since you're dragging this out, is that reverse cowgirl is the most dangerous sexual position to break your member. But it doesn't actually break it. Well, it's not a bone. It doesn't break like a bone.
Explains here, but it's like... I wish he would just slow down and went like, look, man, I got 3 minutes, so I'm going to do this right. But he doesn't. He does it in 32 seconds.
Okay.
This is the most dangerous snoo-snoo position according to science, and it's the cause of 50% of penile fractures, the reverse cowgirl position. If there's any erratic thrusting or if the movements of the two parties are not in sync, it could lead to the male Jabberwocky slipping out and being crushed by the female pubic bone. Despite being boneless, penises can break. A penile fracture is actually a tear to the tunica albuginea. This is actually a rubbery sheath of tissue that allows the penis to enlarge in width and length.
And now it's bleeding.
You've been warned, over-enthusiastic snoo-snoo could leave your pen 15 looking like an aubergine.
There, that is.
No, I got that. I got it. So, but the thing is that it's, they say that is the most dangerous, but the others are almost just about as dangerous. The one guy says, meanwhile, one man even claimed his penis was fractured while he was having reverse cowgirl sex because him and his partner were not thrusting in sync. Hey, you're bad at sex. I'm going to tell you. I heard it crack. The man confessed about his member. However, cowgirl reverse sex enthusiasts say may not need to be quite so concerned given that Raj's claims are contradicted by a 2017 study. The study did not name reverse cowgirl among the most dangerous sex positions. Instead, they declared the doggy style as a position most common for causing penile fractures, 41%, and the second was missionary, causing 25%. So basically, you have to be careful.
Is it me, or does that look like a praying mantis or something? It's got little eyes, and
it does kind of look like a praying mantis. Now, it's got like an alien look, right? It looks like E.T. It kind of looks like E.T. a little bit, no?
E.T. bone home.
E.T.
So if you happen to, I mean, isn't this only dangerous if you just don't have enough to be doing it? If you know what I mean?
Well, okay. So if we're going to get into this, I would say that a man with a smaller it happens when it slips out. You know what they say? A real woman doesn't smoke, drink, and only curses when it slips out. So when it starts to slip out and then she comes ramming backwards, you break that, I don't know, whatever it was called, your penis amygdala, whatever the thing he said was.
Well, Deuce says the most dangerous position is getting your caught in a strange vagina.
Yeah, if you're married, yes, that is the most dangerous.
Probably pretty dangerous. Or if she's married.
But the thing is, it's not really. It doesn't get broke; it gets cut off usually, or you lose half your shit.
Yeah, or the blood comes out of it from the bullet hole that's in your chest.
True too. That could also work. So, hey, look, there is a risk aversion in everything you do. Unless you're if you're a Mormon that's not married and you're into soaking. You know what soaking is? I just found this out the other day.
Go.
Okay. So basically what soaking is you're not allowed to have premarital sex if you're a Mormon. So what they do, it's like just the tip, but they put it all the way in and they don't move. They just let it soak. I don't understand how that's any good. But then there's another thing that they see because they can't move. But if someone else gets underneath the bed and pushes the bed up and down where there's some kind of movement, that's a special dispensation.
Or an earthquake.
Or an earthquake, but how long do you got to soak waiting for an earthquake?
Or its spin cycle.
Right. I bet you soaking is the safest position for not having your...
So is that a case of, I was putting in a light bulb and I slipped and fell and...
Yeah. I was walking across the bedroom floor. I slipped, fell into her vagina. It happens.
It's an Eminem song.
An Eminem song is I fell in her vagina.
It's a lyric of his. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not into the hip hop.
It's like a 23-year-old song. So yeah.
Again,
yeah.
They talk. You know what? The rappers, they talk too fast. I don't understand it. They do a lot of very fast talking, like your friend with the.
It's a good song. No, this song's pretty cool. So it's Dr. Dre is Eminem's conscience, and he's trying to talk him out of doing dumb things.
Yeah, for guys, we love doing dumb things.
It's an interesting concept for a song. I thought it was very well done. It's one of the few songs by him that I actually enjoy.
Okay, what's next, Bob?
So I don't necessarily watch America's Got Talent.
I don't either.
Yeah. So apparently they have another version called America's Got Talent Extreme, where they do things that they drink Mountain Dew and listen to Coldplay or something. I don't know.
They did. I don't think they're going to anymore after this stunt.
You want the video or you want the article? What do you want?
Let's do the video. The video is unbelievable.
Well, I added a little sound at the end of it, so
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
All right, so if I can describe it, he's hanging upside down and he has to get out of this, and he's hanging in the air over an airbag, and
by his feet.
Two other cranes pulled back into, I would say, about a 30-degree angle are two cars suspended. And at one point, both cars will release, and he's supposed to be out of the way by the time the cars get to him. The problem is when he releases, he springs up, and he got slammed by both cars. Like he got sandwiched.
Well, they also rigged the cars to have a little
pyrotechnics
when they got close to him, and so he probably got some burns from that too. But yeah, I mean the dude's messed up because when he fell, we don't see when he fell because they cut it off because they don't want us to get traumatized, whatever. But when he fell, he was supposed to hit this airbag down below, and he missed it.
He did not
40 feet.
And he landed on his head. I'll tell you what, this guy is lucky he's alive. Go ahead, let it play. So here he goes. It releases, and oh my God.
Here's a slow-mo version. Not me doing it. And here it comes.
Oh, God damn, that's got to hurt. I mean, because you figure they're swinging.
A little bit different angle, I guess. I don't know.
They're swinging, and you figure, let's say they're going 15 mile an hour by the time they hit them. It was at this time he realized he fucked up.
Yeah, I know he's got some broken bones and some burns and whatnot, but
he's really
alive still.
Yeah, they had there's some news reports where they had the I guess the medical staff that was there. They called for an ambulance. No, they called for a helicopter. They said that he fell, missed the airbag, and landed flat. They landed on his head. And then they have a video of him in the hospital, and he's got some burns and his hands are wrapped up, but he's awake and he's alive. I don't know if he's going to be doing any more stunts. I think this is probably I don't know. He's like those Walendas. They keep doing it until they die. Did you ever see that one where the guy was walking across? I think he's walking from building to building, It was like one of the older ones, and he just fell, and that was it. He was done.
There's been a lot of that. There's that guy that walked across the Grand Canyon and all that. We lost Twitch for a minute, but it's back live. I got it back up and going.
Oh, look at you. Well, good for
Yeah,
you.
look at me doing
I
stuff.
didn't even notice it was down.
Yeah, well, you know.
I mean, so, but here's the thing. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see these stunts work all the time. It's the same people that watch NASCAR. They don't want to see a race. They want to see a 20-car pile up in a fire, basically. And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for this. So if they're not going to show this, then they might as well not even have the show, because these are the extreme stunts that I wouldn't watch America's Got Talent. I might watch this just in case. Like it should have one catastrophe every episode, like a lion tamer that gets mauled by a lion, or, you know, 2 cars crash into a guy in midair, or, you know, anything like that.
So speaking of catastrophes, you know what today was besides
National Pronoun Day?
Pronoun Day?
No, what is it?
The Netflix Walkout.
Did they do it? Did they walk out?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I think it was only like 4 or 5 employees. I don't know. I didn't read anything on it. I don't really care. But
fired everyone.
They had a crowd of dozens.
Crowd.
No one cares. To help protest. So, hold on.
No one cares.
So yeah, this is in protest of the Dave Chappelle. I guess he said some. I haven't watched it yet, but I guess he said some things that are somewhat derogatory of the trans community.
No, he did not. He really didn't.
Well, in your eyes, you only think there's 2 genders.
There is only 2 genders. There's 2 sexes and 2 genders, and that's that. Everything else is cosplay, is what it is.
Just, you know, all my efforts, John, just go right out the fucking window.
What are your efforts
to bring the video back up? Make you watch it again?
I will not. I will not watch it. I will talk over it. Here's the thing. You're accepted, okay? Transgender people, you're accepted. And if you're accepted, you're going to have to take the same shit as I do for being fat. You're not
allowed to be offended.
Well,
not allowed.
Yeah, they are. Guess what? They're going to be. We're done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with. Go ahead.
So, do you know who Dick Masterson is?
I've heard of Dick Masterson. He has a podcast. I think he used to have a radio show.
Yes.
Well, his show is called The Dick Show.
I don't think he had a radio show. He did Dr. Phil back when Dr. Phil had that, when he would do it inside of a house a long time ago. Okay. And he was basically trolling Dr. Phil. He went in as a character, the character of Dick Masterson, which is not a real.
Is that Dick Masterson in the yellow T-shirt?
No, that is his sidekick, Vito. I don't mean to call him that, but I don't know what else to call him. He used to do a show that was pretty popular called The Biggest Problem in the Universe with a guy named Maddox. And things happened between them two. I won't go into it, but they broke up. Maddox tried to take him to court for something like $20 million.
You're not going into it.
So,
glad you're not going into it, but go ahead.
So Dick created his own podcast. He does anywhere from 25 to 30 grand a month on Patreon. So he does pretty well for himself. But he decided to come down here with his sidekick that he rebooted his old show, The Biggest Problem in the Universe, with Vito here, and to kind of just let everybody know that jokes are funny. There's no reason for this. Here we go.
Right.
That's Dick there with the long hair and a blue shirt.
Oh, okay.
We like Dave. It's just them two.
Oh my God! That you can almost hear the transgender panties twisting and tightening.
Oh, just wait. There's a video after this one. So you get the idea.
Yes.
So there's another video.
Can't wait for this one.
This one
has. Do you have a boring story before this one?
Hey man, just want to let you know that sometimes you gotta shut the fuck up. You gotta shut the fuck up.
Right.
This current time is just one of those times you gotta shut the fuck up.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Bob. Sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up and play the video. Here we go.
You just got to drop hate. Here we go.
Here we go. Let's tear down the signs.
Would you not elbow drop that motherfucker?
You know what I would do? I would take that sign and give it to him about 7 or 8 times around the head and neck area.
You know that Dick would bail him out of jail.
Do you?
Look at this. Yeah, dude. Dick would bail him out.
Sit there and look at this. Again. They're allowed to protest about this.
Well, I mean, look at them getting up in his shit.
Right.
Wearing a mask, by the way. What good is the mask doing? I just started coughing. The one over here yelling and with the tambourine is saying "Repent, mother effer."
Listen,
the hell.
The one that's right in front of him with the man's haircut, the short haircut.
Kind of jealous of that haircut.
That's the same haircut I usually get, except she has more hair on the top.
I don't have hair. I'm bald.
I'm just saying.
Why I'm jealous of it.
Again, she's allowed to sit there and put her hands out and stop what he's saying, but you can't. If you went out and did that to her, then that would be violence.
They would lie on the floor screaming that you hurt them, and they'll take you to court for everything that you own.
Oh, I know. It's just so terrible. Look at the shaking and the yelling and the man haircuts.
Doesn't this kind of throw back to the Nick Sandman thing with the native guy banging the drum in his face?
Yeah, and the guy, what's his name? Vito is the guy with the drum. He's the instigator. He walked into a crowd to instigate. He's the one he would be the Indian with the drum.
He just wanted to let everybody know that
I understand that, but he's the one. Yeah, of course. Here's the thing. People, stand-up comedy is supposed to be raw. It's supposed to be edgy. It's supposed to make you go before you laugh. Okay? It's supposed to shock you. Good stand-up comedy will do that. And the thing is, they can't handle that. So don't go to comedy shows. You know what you do? You go over, and every time you think you want to laugh at something, you go get that Hannah Gadsby's Nanette, that bore fest. Go play that. That's your kind of humor. No humor.
What, you don't think her telling a audience full of people about the time she was raped is comedy?
Woo! Now there's a knee slapper. That's a knee slapper. That's what you
either
do.
A knee slapper or it's
That's the ender. That's what you close with. That's the that's your closer right there. You know, I was raped.
That's why I'm a lesbian.
That's not why you're a lesbian. And then again, okay. Again, I don't want to rape shame, but who would do that to her?
Do you know who Belle Delphine is?
I do not.
She's one of these e-thoughts. I don't know what else to call her. I don't know a lot about her.
It's a what? What was that word you just used? An e-thought?
Yeah.
What's an e-thought?
That hoe over there is a thought, and E would be like electronic, like she's online.
So she's so what she is?
I don't know if she's OnlyFans. I don't know. I just hear about her through other people.
I'm just trying to understand what e-thought is. So you're saying it's a basically an online whore. Is that what you're saying?
Somewhat. I mean, I don't want to be rude and call her that, but yeah.
I'm just trying to make the audience understand it if you don't know what an e-thought is.
See, this is where I learn about these people.
It's 20 something Discord nitwits that know all this shit.
Oh, well, my wife would be like, "Oh, how do you know about that?" I'm like, dude, because I'll be like jumping in the shower and I don't want to just be in there alone and quiet and listening to the water go down the drain. So I'll jump in Discord, I'll mute myself, and I'll just, listen to them talk while I'm, And so I hear all this crap, right? Anyway, so there was a couple of years ago, she sold little jars of her bath water. It was allegedly her bath water. Well, Vito, the guy in the video that was having the tambourine banged in his face, he, I think, pretended to buy one, and then he pretended to vape it.
Okay.
And that was kind of his like breakthrough video. It's what kind of made him. I mean, he did reviews on like Star Wars movies and things like that got a lot of attention, but that was the one I think that kind of broke him into the comedy realm, whatever. So
listen, that's not the first. I've heard grosser stories than that. I'll tell you a gross story.
Pretty funny because everybody believed he was actually vaping her bath water. That's pretty funny.
No, I get it. So there is in Philadelphia, there's a strip club. It's called the Oasis. And a lot of times they will get porn stars that come in, and they pay the porn stars a certain amount of money to show up, and it draws a big crowd, and guys come in, and they pay for autographs and they pay for pictures, and these porn stars make bank. So one of the things that she was doing, she was taking Tootsie Pops, unwrapping them, jamming them up her hoo-ha, and selling them for $25 a piece. And there wasn't a guy in there that didn't have a fucking lollipop in his yap.
That's disgusting.
She must have made a couple grand in just Tootsie Pops that night.
How many licks does it take to get $1,000?
I think it would only take a couple to get the stink off of it. And then you're on your own.
Dudes are gross, man. Dudes are nasty.
She would walk up and say, and the guy would say, I want a lollipop. And he would hand her money, and she would take the lollipop, unwrap it in front of him, squat down, insert it, and then give it to him. So
I'm embarrassed to be a part of this collective.
So vaping alleged bathwater of somebody is nothing. Just saying.
I understand, but not everybody has lived the fruitful life of John.
I wasn't there. This is a story that I heard. Tristan's got it right. Puss pop. You get a puss pop. It's $25 for a puss pop. That's going to be the name of this episode. Puss pop. That's a good one, Tristan. I like that.
That was a good one.
So, yeah. Anyhow, so again, the guy from Netflix, I thought, I was like, finally a company with some backbone that said, hey, listen, we paid this guy a certain amount. Right. Not everybody will like every show we put out there. You didn't see anybody out there in Netflix protesting that Cuties thing, which is basically child pornography. You don't see them out there protesting that. So I don't want to hear it. Whatever. As soon as you walked out to protest, they should have fired.
Well, that's what this was. I mean, that's an excellent comparison. Those who were against Cuties. Where are you at on this? So.
Well, one is jokes and the other one is child pornography. It's apples and oranges, to be quite honest with you. But the thing is, you'll go out and protest this, which is basically a stand-up. And you know what? To be honest with you, I'll tell you what. It wasn't even one of his funniest shows. I would give it like a C out of all of his comedy.
Right.
But basically, what he was doing, he was kind of giving a comedy TED talk where he was saying, you know what? You don't get, everywhere I go, I'm labeled as a transphobe because I make a couple jokes about the transgender people. And then he tells a story about a comedian who was transgender who opened for him. And I don't want to spoil for anybody that wants to watch it, but it was a really poignant story. And it was also about that it's not about transgender rights and all that stuff, because if a transgender person stuck up for Dave Chappelle over this, they would eviscerate them on social media. So what can I tell you? It's against the narrative. You can't say shit about a transgender person. You can say anything about a fat person you want. You can say anything about an ugly person you want. You can say anything you want about a white person. And if you're a fat white male that's ugly, it's a fucking field day. So what I'm saying is, I don't want to hear it.
You're not allowed to walk on the marginalized.
They're not marginalized. They're a protected species. They're like the spotted owl and, I don't know, whatever, homing pigeon or whatever. I don't know, a kangaroo. Anything that's about ready to be endangered. The spotted pigeon kangaroo. No? Nothing?
So,
got nothing over there?
This story.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Listen, we're the only show that's not sponsored by Pfizer. No wonder you can't say anything about Pfizer. Two things you can't talk bad about: Pfizer and transgenders.
No, but you can play the
Brought to you by Pfizer.
supercut.
Sponsored by Pfizer. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Brought to you by Pfizer. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah, they sponsor every news show so that nobody will talk bad about their product because they want the money. They if they sponsor the show and they do it where they do a show where they sponsor it, they bring it in the beginning and people really don't realize that the show is sponsored by Pfizer. And in this way, they can't talk bad about them. You want that? You want some of that advertising money? Can't be talking bad about the advertisers. Pfizer, get your jab. Today here we go. Today, the FDA.
There goes all the viewers. Bye, guys.
Bye. They said, hey, guess what, guys? You could get your boosters now. We approve the what's it? The Madero. God, say that one more time. Moderna, the Pfizer, and then the J&J. And so now you can go get your booster. And the next thing you know, that's why there's more than one. You're supposed to get 2 shots, but on the card for the vaccination, there's like 4 spots. And I think there's some on the back if I'm not mistaken. Get your vaccination. Get your third jab.
You ought to be vaccinated.
So, yeah, get out there and get your third jab. That doesn't work.
Or if you're in Israel, 9th or 10th.
9th or 10th jab doesn't work.
I've got something I thought was hilarious.
Ooh, what do we got here?
Here's a little baby getting baptized.
Oh,
how cute and precious. There's mom and probably godmother and whatever.
Is that baby naked?
Hey, this ain't porn. I think it's wearing a diaper, you pervert.
Oh, I mean, I've had multiple kids vaccinated, multiple kids
there you go.
baptized, and not one of them were naked. Go ahead.
You're about to find out who this is.
All right. Ooh, Jesus Christ.
COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, has taken more than 100 years. Look, here's the lives. When you think about it, more lives this year than any other year for the past 100 years.
Jesus Christ. That's our commander in chief. That's our president.
I thought that was a great video.
I'll tell you what. Thank you, Biden voters. Thank you for this nonsense. Enjoy your inflation. Enjoy your food shortages. Morons.
But wait, there's more.
By objecting to this bill, my colleague is suggesting that it's acceptable for the government to deny Social Security checks to American seniors and checks to those who are physically disabled because they made a personal medical choice to not receive the vaccine. This is not far-fetched. The Biden administration is already doing it to companies and people that have a job. The Social Security system is meant to help those who have spent their lives working in this country.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so apparently that's, I don't know that that's going through, but it's something to worry about if you're on SSI or disability.
Well, and then the other thing is too, that they will tell people that, in the military, they're getting rid of, a lot of the military, a lot of the police, they're fighting back over this thing. And if people stand up, like I think they're going to, I think that they will have to back down on this somehow. They will have to. There's just no way that they continue to do this. People will start screaming, especially in Chicago, where they can't afford to have less police. They will, and the thing is, once they're gone, they're gone. They're not coming back. Lawsuits will stop this. Once the people start suing the country, they'll be suing the government over this. I would like to know where is
infallible.
Where is the Supreme Court on all this? Why isn't this taken to the Supreme Court? Well, you know what? He really hasn't done anything yet. He says he's done it, the executive order for anybody that works for the government, any contractors, and anybody that is working for. So he has that executive order. But the thing with the going through OSHA has not been approved yet. So they're threatening it, but it's not there yet. And here's another thing, Bob. I say, guess what?
Chicken butt.
We need to do away with presidential executive orders. They need to be done with. We can't trust one guy.
Well, if it's a Democrat,
no, everybody. We can't afford to give one guy that much power.
I agree.
It's the same thing that's going on in New Jersey and these governors they're locking down states and shit. One person should not have all that power. What's this, Jamingo? Do you honestly believe he won legitimately? No, I don't. I do not.
Not allowed to say that. Disavow.
Guess what? I don't care. I don't believe he won legitimately. I don't. There's no way that there are that many stupid people in this country that would vote for that moron.
81 million. True.
81 million votes.
True. 100% fact.
I guess.
I'm just keeping an eye on those green checks up there. Yeah.
Well, and then the other and then the other thing is, and another thing, and then the other thing is that whenever they go in to try to validate or do a what do they call it? What do they call it when they go in and check the voting? What is that called? It's not a recall. Help me out here, Bob. Come on, let's play some boomer charades. Like what they just did in Arizona. What is that called?
Bathtub.
No,
not a bathtub.
Where they went in and audit. They did an election audit. Audit.
Oh, okay.
Audit. Yeah, they went in and did an election audit, and then they had a bunch of votes that were archived. And since the subpoena didn't say give us all the archive votes, they didn't get them. So where are they? And did anybody get an audit? See, there he is. Thank you, Deuce. Miss you, Deuce. He's my memory. I have to die first. Well, that's not going to be a problem, but I have to die first because Deuce is my memory.
Well, let's to answer the question in the chat, why is the president voted in based off a popularity contest? Well, he's not. There's the
electoral
college.
Right, the electoral college.
All these electricians get together and they go to college, and then somehow they decide who gets to be president. I don't know.
That's correct. That's how it works. So it really isn't a popularity contest. There is I don't know. The president has too much power.
I think it's who can cheat the best. That's all it is.
Sure it is. I agree with that. They're already trying to do it in New Jersey right now. New Jersey, the election for governor is this November, and early voting starts October 23rd. Now, why was it in the history of ever before this COVID shit started that we could go vote in one day and everything was counted in one day and we knew the results? But now it takes days and days and days. And they're going to do this thing with the mail-in voting where they just mail out ballots to everybody.
They got to wheel in the Coleman coolers and tape the pizza boxes up over the windows.
Yes.
That takes time, John.
That's correct.
You not understand how democracy works, my man?
I do understand how democracy works.
Well, okay then.
We're just not having it right now. We don't.
It works like this. This election
brought to you by Pfizer.
Pfizer. That's right. Because got to get that jab.
What is this? I see. Sorry, go ahead.
I would almost say, people that aren't vaccinated, and you're working in a situation where you have to work around immune compromised people, like in a nursing home or something like that. I can see that. All right. But what they do not do, and what needs to be done, is to be able to have people that have already had COVID and have better immunity than the vaccination, they should be included. There should be a way. We're smart enough. There should be a way that they said, listen, here, I had a positive COVID test. I'm still alive. So I've recovered. So I have the antibody. So now I can go and I don't need the vaccine. If they did that, then I would say, well,
it would at least be good optics, because that's the whole reason that I don't trust them. It's because they deny my natural immunity.
There he is. Because socialists and communists, when I repeat myself, don't want an election day. They want an election season.
It's well said.
Yeah. Election
As
season.
an old saying goes, give me a break.
It's the old saying.
The old saying goes, again, where is this guy? I can't watch him on TV anymore. I can't watch him. He infuriates me. Not him per se, but the fact that the country believes that he's in charge. I'm sure he's not in charge. They're leading him around. He's an old guy like in a nursing home. They got to lead him around.
You know who's in charge.
No, we don't. It's not Kamala. It's not Kamala. Maybe. Yeah. The second jab is no joke. I mean, when you get the second jab, I went to the hospital. I thought I was having a heart attack. I was all swole up and chest pains.
I disavow.
Whatever.
What's the Rachel Levine thing? I did not catch this particular story. If you don't mind jumping in.
Well, we have our very first 4-star admiral of the Health and Services Committee.
How's that possible?
She's the first.
Is she ex-military?
No, she's a 4-star admiral in the U.S. Public Health and Services Commission Corps.
Corps, not corpse.
Whatever.
I mean,
corpse.
Yeah, I mean, she
same way with
took off the mask. She kind of looks like a corpse, but
that is the first. Well, first they said the first female, but this one says this is from the BBC, so they're getting it right. But the United States, they're saying it's the first female 4-star admiral. Yeah, is it?
Well, I mean, how did she earn it?
She didn't.
Exactly. It was given. It's pomp and circumstance, or dog and pony, or whatever you want to call it.
It's a pomp and ponies stance.
Sure.
May this appointment today be the first of many more to come as we create a diverse and more inclusive future, she said in the speech that paid tribute to other LGBTQ individuals who came before her. Dr. Levin is a graduate of Harvard College, Tulane University School of Medicine, and previously worked as I don't even know what that is. It looks like a paid dictatorian. I don't even know what that is. Hang on. I got to give that a goog. I don't even know what that is. Give me just 2 seconds to give that a goog.
For those who don't know who we're talking about, while John's doing that, I will share what we're talking about.
A medical practitioner specializing in children and their diseases. Oh, it's a pediatrician. That's not right. Oh, they misspelled it.
So they're a pedophile?
They misspelled it. It's PAE. Yeah, they misspelled it. When I put it in here, they spelled it right, because a medical practitioner specializing in children and their diseases. All right. That's why I didn't know it. It's spelled wrong.
But how is that qualified this person to be a 4-star admiral, or any kind of admiral? 1-star, 2-star, like is she available on Amazon and they gave her 4 stars? I mean, how does that work?
No, listen. I didn't even know they had a 4-star admiral in charge of U.S. Public Health and Services Corps. I didn't even know that was a position. And nobody would have until they put her in there. Good Lord. Country's going to hell in a handbasket.
Well, you know what I always say.
No, I don't, Bob. What do you always say?
Well, you walked over it, so.
Oh, faggot lovers everywhere.
Yeah, they love their sausages.
Lovers everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this Alyssa Milano being?
Well, I mean, I kind of put what I thought it was in the on the board. That's usually my take on it. I think it's a publicity stunt for her. I don't know if she has a a new Lifetime movie coming out or something that nobody cares about, but apparently she see if I can share. I don't know why I should share any of this, but so that's her there in the middle holding the microphone. And yeah,
I'm kind of torn on this one. She put this out as a tweet. I was just arrested for demanding the Biden administration and the Senate to use their mandate to protect voting rights. Stand with me and tell the Senate and the White House that voting rights should not depend on where you live.
So yeah, she was arrested She was arrested outside the White House on Tuesday for not listening to police orders while leading a protest over voting rights.
Here's the thing. Last year, the whole city was inundated with Black Lives Matters people that were blocking traffic and doing all this other shit. And 20 protesters, and they arrested them. I mean, to be honest with you, I hate to say this. I really do. But I'm on Alyssa Milano's side. In other words, if she's having a peaceful protest there, she should be allowed to have a peaceful protest. And to be honest with you, I think this basically violates her civil rights. I hate to say it, but you got to say it.
Well, she's obviously out of jail. Like, they didn't put her with the January 6th, people. Like,
no, she's out of jail already.
I think fair is fair. They should put her with them.
Well, she didn't break into the Capitol.
Well, neither did they. They just walked in when the cops opened the doors.
No. Okay. That is a very over dramatization of what happened. Some people broke windows and broke into the Capitol. Other people were led into the Capitol by the Capitol Police. There were two different people that were there. So the ones that broke windows, they are the ones that should be arrested. The other ones that were let in like they were on a tour and walked between the velvet ropes, they thought they were allowed in. They thought it was no big deal. They've never been there before. How do they know how the Capitol works? That's what I'm saying. It's a little bit of an over dramatization of what they were doing. But I got to tell you, if she's out there and protesting for whatever, she should be able to protest about that. She should not be arrested. I mean, especially, it's 20-something people. I don't know how many people were there. Let's say there's 100 people there, whatever. As long as they're being peaceful, they should be allowed to be out there and protest. That is their civil right to do. And the fact that I have to defend her makes me sick to my stomach. But guess what? Again, that whole thing was, I don't know. The whole thing stinks. I'm not devious enough to figure out who did what over this January 6th thing. As far as I'm concerned, maybe she didn't get. Hey, do you think the Black Lives Matter people got permits when they went down there and rioted and they had to use tear gas and rubber bullets and all to get them under control? You think?
No, they only got that when they were defacing the streets.
Right, and then they were breaking windows in businesses and throwing trash all over the place. You think they got a permit? And again, that's bullshit. You don't need a permit to protest. You shouldn't, because that shit takes time. And then they say, "Oh, we're not going to give you a permit." So then now you can't protest. It's nobody should have the right to tell you whether you can protest or not, as long as you're doing it peacefully. So that's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying.
That's basically what I'm saying, Bob.
So the Parkland shooter Nicholas Cruz pleads guilty and says, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean
Are you sorry, buddy? Are you sorry now that you killed 17 people?
I didn't mean that. I was just.
I'm very sorry for what I did, and I have to live with it every day. I can't believe this guy said this, and the parents of the children that were slain by him didn't jump over and beat this guy to death. And that if I was to get a second chance, I would do everything in my power to try to help others. And I'm doing this for you. I don't care if you believe me.
He said that he was tormented by nightmares following the massacre, and
really
live with himself sometimes.
Well, here, you know what? We'll put you in a cell. We'll give you a sheet, tie it in a knot, hang yourself. Do us all a favor.
Yeah. Thanks for David Hogg, asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for unleashing those idiots.
Nitwits. So I guess he wasn't expected to plea, and he did, which was a surprise. And I think the part of the deal was they were trying to get away from the death penalty, but I think the prosecution still wants the death penalty for the victims, families and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know how this is going to play out. That part will be interesting. I mean, there were some of the victims here were shot as many as 12 times. So there he is.
I'm telling you, they should take him right outside and have a public hanging. Honestly, what they really should do is take him outside, and they should do this on pay-per-view, and then take the money that they make from pay-per-view and give it to the families of the children that were killed and the teachers that were killed. They should put him up against the wall, and they should shoot him 14 times. That's what they should do. And you know what that would do? That would be a big deterrent to school shootings. Because if you get caught doing there is not even a doubt that this guy's guilty. There's not.
Well, I
hate drugs, and I believe this country would do better if everyone would stop smoking marijuana and doing all these drugs and causing racism and violence on the streets.
Thanks to you giving us David Hogg, I need marijuana, and I'm not a pothead.
I just want you to know that I'm really sorry, and I hope you give me a second chance to help others. No, you don't. You don't get a second chance. Did the 17 people that you gunned down, did they get a second chance? No, they did not. Ugh.
So, Tony Montalto, whatever, whose 14-year-old daughter, Gina, was killed in the onslaught, called Cruz's remarks an absolutely ridiculous statement. He's doing it for our families. If you wanted to do something for our families, you shouldn't have killed our loved ones.
Well, again, duh.
He's just trying to not get the chair, basically, is all it is. And I you know what? One less asshole on the planet.
I think he should get the chair.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, in a case like this where there is no doubt, none, they should take him right out back, line him up, get that pay-per-view going, and just ready, aim, and then fire.
Mm-hmm.
Death by lethal. Say that one more time. Death by lethal injection seems too peaceful for me. I'd rather see him hanged in a public square. Hanged, hung. Telling you. Listen, over there in those Muslim countries, they'd bring you right. There's a soccer game, halftime entertainment. They bring out all the burglars or the criminals out there. They lop off hands and heads.
Yep.
That's the entertainment, halftime entertainment. No, they don't have any bands out there. No high school bands playing. Go out there and lop off, hanged. He was hung, so he hung him. Hanged him high. A little neck stretching. All right, Bob. Have we done it all? Have we said it all?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing left is doing some laundry. Unless the NHL.
Do you think? Okay, so this is what's his name? Brian Laundrie. He's the one that's supposedly killed, allegedly
killed Gabby Potato.
Gabby Potato. and they found his backpack and some body parts.
Yeah, in like Florida, out in the woods or Everglades or something. I don't
Right,
know.
but they don't know yet. They haven't had a chance to
I'll
do
bring
some
up the
DNA
image.
testing and see if it's actually him.
See if I can bring up this image. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's fucking huge.
You know, the funny thing about this guy, he's anybody that's, has a shaved head. I know like 3 or 4 people that kind of look like this guy.
I mean, he's got a very common look.
Tricia says no firing squad because there's honor in a firing squad. Give them the Epstein treatment. Yeah.
What? Let him live and help him
hang-
break out and put him back on his island? Okay.
Yeah, that's what they did. A
So
little neck stretching.
I'm going to skip through this little graphic here and go to the October 20th part where it says articles belonging to Brian Laundrie found in Muckakekatchee Creek Environmental Park. His parents live in Northport, so down here at the bottom, and Fort DeSoto Park in Pinellas County, where it is believed Laundrie camped with his parents in September. And then this is another place, and then that's another place up here, and over there some other places.
Wasn't it just like a week or so ago? Dog, the bounty hunter, was down there and is apparently talking to him on the phone.
In a couple of weeks. I think he's trying to get a new show. From what his estranged adopted daughter says, he's just trying to get a new show, and that this is just him. Like she even said, like, I don't even know how he can afford to be on this manhunt for Laundrie because he ain't got any money. So
Right.
that's what she said. So
Maybe he's shooting with an iPhone. He's going to try to make a special out of it. But if they found him dead, then that kind of goes out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you think?
At this point, I'm kind of over it. It'd be interesting if they got him and he's already gone, like he's already dead. It would save us a lot of time and, money and having to hear about it for the next, 3 years while he goes to court.
Right. And then afterwards you could say, I'm really, really sorry that I killed her and strangled her and did whatever I did to her. And, if you give me a second chance, I'll try to help people now that I'm in jail and getting it in the pooper every night by a different criminal. I swear.
No, you just claim to be
Transgender, and they put you in the women's prison.
Damn Skippy.
Then the only thing you have to worry about is getting in the ass from another transgender woman in there.
Oh, Lord. Didn't think of that one. Damn it.
Right.
There goes my plan.
There you go.
Alrighty. So.
Well, like Deuce says, parents had a hand in his disappearance. You think did they hang him? Did they kill him themselves?
Oh, in his, well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
In Laundrie's?
I thought he went to Mexico.
Did you really? What if it's, I don't know, like let's wait and find out after the autopsy and everything if it's actually him. I don't know.
I mean, they only found body parts. I mean, I'm sure that they can match DNA, but ancestry.com or something. So, yeah.
Then the other thing is a San Jose Sharks forward, Evander Kane, was suspended 21 games by the NFL for violation of the NHL.
Yeah.
The COVID-19 protocol. He gave them a fake vaccine card. So they gave him, and so he's been suspended for 21 games without pay. He's been investigated over allegations that he submitted a fake COVID-19 vaccination card to the NHL and the Sharks. So, and he did this because in Canada, you can't go to Canada if you're not vaccinated. So since they play games in Canada, this is what he did. So then he's another one. I would like to apologize to my teammates, the San Jose Sharks organization, and all the Sharks fans for violating the NHL COVID protocol. I made a mistake, one I sincerely regret and take responsibility for. During my suspension, I will continue to participate in counseling to help me make better decisions in the future. When my suspension is over, I plan to return to the ice with great effort, determination, and love for the game of hockey. He's also, he's not a good guy. Apparently, well, I don't know. I think his wife's a little sketchy too. They just got divorced, and then she said that he I know we're supposed to believe all women and all, but she said that he domestically abused her. But then the NHL did a investigation and then he couldn't find any kind of proof of that. And then she also said that he bet on NHL games, including his own games. And then, the NHL really takes that seriously. So they investigated that, and then he was cleared last month. So I think his ex-wife's got an axe to grind with him. This is his 6th suspension in the NHL. He was banned for 2 games for an illegal hit, 1 game for a violation of the team rules, 1 game for an illegal check, and 3 games for the abuse of official, and 3 games for elbowing. 3 games for elbowing. That must have been one hell of an elbow for 3 games. So
it's hockey. I'm not Canadian, so I don't know what to say.
There's a lot of teams in the United States too. San Jose, believe it or not, Bob, is in the United States. I think it's in California.
It is. It's near Mountain View, which is kind of within proximity to San Francisco. I lived in Santa Cruz, so
there you go.
All right. We have a comment in the chat. Dino says, "Do you think our cargo is personally?" I think he means, "Do you personally think that our cargo is stuck out at sea, or is it really bottlenecked?" I feel it's an agenda. I'm sure there's some tinfoil hat explanations, but some say, there's a million things. I mean, you got to think they don't send back empty ships. When they empty a ship, they put empty containers back on it. And they're not going to leave until that ship is full. Okay. They're not getting the empty containers back. That's a problem.
Yeah, because we don't ship. Well, they would put stuff that we would ship to China in these containers and send it back, but we don't. There's a big trade deficit with China, so they're not. Listen, you can almost get a container. I mean, there's so many of them, empty containers around here. You can get them. They'll drop them off. They're cheap, real cheap.
Not anymore.
No,
not anymore.
Why would you say that?
You used to see ads for them on like Facebook Marketplace and like Craigslist and shit here, and they were a little bit banged up, but they were still watertight, that kind of thing. And you can get one for $1,500 to $2,000. All right, cut some windows in it, make a little whatever out of it. Now they're $14,000, and that's if you can find one.
What do you mean if you can find one? They're over in Los Angeles. They have so many empty containers. They're dropping them on the streets and outside the port because they got no place to put them. And people are all pissed off because they're blocking driveways.
They can't empty the boats fast enough too. That's another issue. The normal cycle of product from Chinese port to our shelves was 40 days, and now it's estimated to be 80 days.
Again, I got to go back to the same thing as where is our big transportation secretary, Pete Buttigieg? Where's he at? Oh, that's right. He's on maternity leave for 2 months because he's got to chest feed his new babies.
We already went over this. He can't even fix a pothole in South Bend, let alone do anything. This is just a paycheck for him, is all it is.
Well, this is what he got for dropping out of the primaries.
Yeah, in that 1 week, 10 days that he was actually polling decently.
Right. He was, and then he said, you know what? If you drop out when he wins, you will get a nice cushy job in the administration for the 4 years or 8 years that he's here. And so when they had him and his husband.
How dare you say 8 years, you mother.
Adopted 2 people. Well, I'm just saying it's a possibility.
This country won't be here in 8 years.
I agree with you. I don't think we're, honestly, I don't think we're going to, I think the end is coming.
Might be the last elections.
It might be. It really might be, unless something changes. I think, unfortunately, that's the way it's going to be.
So Deuce here says, the law of unintended consequences. Gavin Newsom in California passed stupid laws and the market is reacting. And well, they also, all of their ports there are unionized. There are some that they work like Monday through Thursday. I mean, they work long hours, but they work Monday through Thursday and they're off, 3 days on the weekend. So that there has been talks, or there have been news agencies that have gone and talked to these port workers. What do you call them? Longshoremen.
Well, they used to be, longshoremen.
And they said, look, man, we're ready to take on the work. We're ready to work the hours, but all this other crap has to work out too. I mean, it's not just up to them. So
Look, again, you see the crane operators, and they take the camera and as you can see, containers stacked 4 high as far as you can see. They're all off the ships.
Well,
now they got to get out of the yard.
I thought I heard a story, and I did not follow up on it. It was on the radio as I was driving. From I think Florida was like putting out a call saying, "Hey, all you guys that are parked off of Los Angeles ports, come around, man. We'll unload you."
Why not?
Well, I mean, it as of right now, I think they said it's like a 3-week wait out there in the off the shore, waiting to be unloaded. So how long does it take to go cut through the old Panama Canal and then boop right up to Florida? I don't know. I don't know how long that takes.
Can't take more than 3
days.
weeks. I think you could do it in less than 3 weeks.
But they also have to backtrack and go the other way too. So,
Still, I don't know how long I don't know how much it costs to have them sitting there off the shore for weeks at a time.
I think we need to go ahead where the Mexican border is here with America. We need to go ahead and make that a mile wide Panama Canal style thing all the way across.
So basically, we can't build a wall across there, but what we're going to do is we're going to dig out a canal between Mexico and.
Why not?
Hey, listen, I'm all for it, to be honest with you. I just don't think you can do it.
It would stop a lot of the problems we have, wouldn't it?
It could. I'm not saying it couldn't, but I'm just saying it would take forever, and there's just no way that they would do that. I mean, I forget how long it took to do the Panama Canal.
Yeah, but we got better things to do it with now. Just get Elon Musk involved. It'll be done in like 3 weeks.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. Something to think about. It would be pretty cool if you could have a canal right through, between the Mexican border and the United States border. That would stop a lot of that nonsense of people coming. That's better than a wall. It's a moat. It's way better than a wall. You know what, Bob? I think you're onto something.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if there's a image. I've seen an image of it, but just the idea.
What would be the name of the canal? Would it be the Mexicana American Canal? What would you call it? Oh, we have a question for the panel. What's the question? This is from Twitch. I can't wait for this.
Yeah. Who's the panel? I have paneling. If I don't think it can answer you, if I can try to.
I think we're
if you'd like,
Bob. I might be crazy, but I think you and I are the panel. Dark Sage 9117. Sounds like a password.
All right. So this is I have a little graphic here.
Hey, Dark Sage 9117. Was that your AIM handle when you were like a kid?
Oh my Lord.
Go ahead. What do you got there?
So there they are, kind of drawing it. I'm trying to back it up. So
how long is that?
Yeah, I don't think that's where the actual border is, but
no, it does. It looks like they were cutting into some of the
yeah, they're like cutting off like Texas, but
I like the idea. That's rather wide. I don't think it has to be that wide.
Would it be worth a gigantic price tag?
How much would it cost? How much could it cost?
Well, I mean, how much does it cost us now to keep guards down there and
It's
all
not always going to be that way.
And all the drugs that come into this freaking country and all the
Deuce is like they're going to blast through the Rockies. Damn
right.
straight.
Yeah, that was a piss poorly drawn map. I do agree, but I think it's just to get the overall idea across.
Right.
So,
what were we going? Buffaloes there. Jesus, you could almost, as they were going through, you can almost unload the ships as they're going through. So close.
That's Panama right there. So give me an idea. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, it's. And they got to make locks too.
Locks. Yep, going through the locks.
Yeah, that would take forever.
You ever been through locks before on a boat?
No, I've not.
We have the Guntersville Dam here, and I went through the locks once.
Pretty cool.
Tennessee River. It is pretty neat, man. I was like a kid, so I didn't know what was going on. I was like, why is the water rising? And we're rising with it, but why? I didn't get what was going on. But then again, I'm kind of an idiot.
Oh, here we go. Jesus Christ, you wrote a paragraph.
Holy shit, you maxed out characters, didn't you? You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, me. Over the last few months, we have seen a rise in rhetoric from both sides, most notably about 1930s Germany and the Holocaust. As a voter, I am very disturbed by the fixation that leaders and candidates have on that particular issue. I'm wondering what both parties can do to raise awareness of stuff like this. How can we fight back against candidates on both sides who use this issue to slander others? You need to vote them out and vote in new people that are not 80 years old and worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And I've never understood what. Okay, isn't it a meme that hasn't it been a meme for, I'd say, almost as long as I've been alive, that we don't trust lawyers? They're all a bunch of snakes, right? Isn't that kind of the overall meme, the overall joke? There's a lot of jokes, what do you call 10,000 lawyers buried up to their neck? Blah, blah, blah. Good start. Those kind of jokes.
Yes.
Then why do we elect lawyers to public offices?
I don't know, Bob. Why?
There's no punchline to this. I've always wondered that. Why do we?
Here we go. I live in Pennsylvania, and a Democrat here in my town is using this as an issue. He has said he is a Holocaust denier and constantly invokes the 1930 Germany and Holocaust against his opponent. He's a Holocaust denier. Well, he's a moron.
Yeah, I mean,
is he a flat earther too? Yeah. Well, again, why would you even? This guy, who would vote for this guy? As soon as he says he's a Holocaust denier, he's a moron. It doesn't matter. We are very disturbed by people like this and wonder why the parties can do to ensure people like this are never allowed to run for office. Well, anybody's allowed to run for office. I can't believe that the Republican Party would allow a Holocaust denier to run on their ticket. Ooh. Repealing
we need term limits and all that too, and we need new lobbying laws. All this shit.
Chef's one. Which one's 17? I don't know, but Deuce does. Deuce knows which one 17 is. I don't know. I get lost after the fourth. And I'm not even sure what the third one is. I know the first, I know the second, I know the fourth. That's about it. Oh, and the fifth. I know the first, second, fourth, and fifth. After that, it's all fuzzy.
Well, I can give you the.
Want to bring up the 17th?
Gist of it if you'd like. The 17th Amendment restates. Hold on.
You're going to bring it up on the screen or no?
No.
Okay. Just asking. Don't yell at me. I'm just asking a question.
Hey, man, just want to let you know that sometimes you got to shut the fuck up.
This is getting boring, but go ahead.
The 17th Amendment restates the first paragraph of Article 1, Section 3 of the Constitution and provides for the election of senators by replacing the phrase chosen by the legislature thereof with elected by the people thereof. In addition, it allows the governor or executive authority of each state, blah, 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 blah. So, it has to do with how many, like 2 senators from each state, et cetera, et cetera.
Here, Deuce will tell you. The 17th Amendment took away the states choosing their senators and gave it the direct vote to by the people.
By the people, right. Yep.
Okay. So I don't understand that, though. So what he's saying is the states should choose the senators and not the people? Not the people?
No, I think it needs to be redrawn, I think is what he's saying. It's got some ancient language in there that doesn't necessarily carry over to 2021 times and needs maybe.
I know you still have a microphone, Deuce.
Yeah, it's Deuce.
You should next time come on if we're going to do a night one and you want to come on as our guest.
I'll even sit back and produce. You just tell me what to bring up.
We could do that. I would like you to join in the conversation, though. I want to just
maybe we could get that episode to be
Brought to you by Pfizer. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Yeah.
The state legislatures who are voted by the people elect the senators. Okay. Oh, I get it now. Right.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I like that idea. Although then it's kind of party generated anyhow, but then you get to vote for the state legislatures. So it is kind of still by the people in a way. I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. I think, to be honest with you, I think government's gotten so big that there's no way to rein it in anymore. I don't know if there's any way we can stop it.
You know, I was in the cola aisle the other day at the grocery store, and I witnessed a store worker who was walking to the back on break. You can tell he had his apron off and tossed over here. I witnessed him have to explain to a customer the concept of 3 for $12.
Okay.
So all this shit he's talking about is lost. No offense, but I would love to think that we could, all pull together and we can just rewrite some stuff and make it work. But I like I said, $8 an hour guy had to explain to a customer the concept of 3 for $12.
Well, there's not everybody's stupid.
This was like a 35-year-old woman.
Well, there's stupid 35-year-old women out there, but then also there's.
Do I have to buy 3? If I buy 1, will it be more? What if I buy 4?
Oh, for Christ's sake!
It says right there. It says right there, $4 each. 3 for $12 or $4 each. I'm just.
So let me get this right. If I buy 5, then that'll be $20. Is that correct, Bob?
Ooh, look at the big brain on Brad.
Look at me doing podcast math on the fly.
Go. You're turning me on with that big brain you got there.
Listen, we, as we're getting older, we're done. I mean, basically the youngins they have to come in here and try to fix this. We couldn't fix it. The people before us couldn't fix it. It's been getting worse and worse. I don't know how you're going to fix it. I really don't. And like right now, it's very obvious to me that they want to destroy this country. And for some reason, we're sitting here and allowing it. And it goes back to the same thing as what happens when you put a frog if you took a boiling pot of water and threw a frog in there, it would jump out. But if you put the frog in the water and you bring up the heat, the frog won't jump out. It'll just die. And I think that's basically what's going on in this country right now. As far as I know, nothing seems to make sense anymore. Wait until this holiday season when people, what are you doing? Why are you bringing that up?
Because I want you to see the critique. It's very short.
So this is this is the remnants of Rubberneckers, the Tasmanian Devil. And then
Talentless Hack and Dev 2.
Talentless Hack.
And Dev 20.
Right. The Talentless Hack is my co-host from the Gaslighting podcast.
And for those who don't know, the Dirty Derek #1 stan. Well, Dirty Derek is my former co-host for Metal and Mortgages. Oh, I don't have audio turned up. I'm an idiot. Here we go.
He already missed one call. It said that he didn't know what the fucking recording time was.
This is their morning show. That
Jody
they do.
B said, "Don't you know Cold Chisel and you consider yourself a
I
DJ?"
never forget.
Yeah, exactly.
I never forget.
It's about to get there. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. One last one.
All right.
For the
No,
road.
absolutely.
7 days later, he crashed.
Guess what
went
they're
in the
talking
hospital and
about?
passed away.
This was when we were
Did he die
live.
of COVID?
COVID.
88 years old. There was a lot of shit that went on. Now, again, I don't know what happened with Colin Powell, but if he had cancer and he was double vaccinated,
yeah,
and he's in his
Doesn't
80s.
work
also
100% of the
at
time. You
what is it,
fucking
Walter
retard.
Reed or something like?
Listen, this Tasmanian guy, he can't get enough of me. He loves me. He just loves. He can't. I for some reason I fascinate this guy. Anything I do, he tries to do. Anything I mean, we did a morning show, and now all of a sudden he's doing a morning show. and it's unlistenable. It is.
Well, we do a
unlistenable.
morning show where we go through topics, try to go back and forth, a couple of words about each topic. They just hang out and just hang out.
I don't even care. I'm pissed
be
off
fun.
at you for bringing up this fucking bullshit. I mean, what is wrong with you? Who gives a shit what they think? There's asshole 1, asshole 2, and asshole 3. Do I care what they think? I don't. And what do they talk about? I have no idea because I don't listen to the show. But now I got to go listen, and now I got to go critique the show. And I know
this
now
is
it's gonna
about
be a
it.
big giant
This
piece of
is
shit.
it. It's like it's almost over.
You know what? Keep my name out of your fucking mouth, you shaky Parkinson motherfucker. Who gives a shit? And as far as the talent is hack, Devin, the reason we haven't done it Rubberneckers is because I'm not sitting here pulling a sled. All right. I need a little help here. I need somebody to do something to bring something to the table. What's he going to do? I'm going to do all the work and he's just going to sit there and laugh. Bring something, do something.
I mean, that's what he does here.
Well, of course. He's too busy. He's too busy.
He's the Val.
Listen, he's got a week. He's got a week to bring 3. I asked him to bring 3 stories that we can talk about. 3. How many stories did we talk about today, Bob? And we did a show yesterday morning.
25? I don't know.
Right. He can't get 3 in a week. And he's going to sit there and critique this. He can go fuck himself too.
He said that when he's at work is when he would find things to talk about and he DMs them to you. I don't know. That's what he said. We briefly touched on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. For the last 2 weeks, I haven't heard from him. He's like, well, are we doing something? I don't see anything on the board. Oh, I'm
He
sorry.
tried calling you or something last week.
Yeah, he called me. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have anything. And I tell you what, I didn't have anything. And I would like to talk to him about, I don't know. I don't even care. You know me.
I had told him the only thing because he was trying to, he was asking me if I knew anything. And I said, well, the only thing that I know of is that you had gotten a chance to kind of edit a podcast that you were very interested in editing.
I don't know what to talk. I don't know what to talk to him about.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, apparently,
and I just don't want him sitting there laughing like he does on. He's a laughing hyena on that show.
Apparently,
That's all he does is laugh. He's the hole. He's the hole on that show.
You just pull up other indie podcasters and you make fun of them about how bad they are.
Right.
And that's entertainment, baby.
They cannot create any kind of content on their own.
No. And I mean, we're not over here breaking, records.
I'm not saying we are, but please cut me a break.
Yeah. I enjoy it. And I know this. I know.
You enjoy what? What do you enjoy? You enjoy that show?
Me and you hanging out. Me and
That's
you doing what we do.
Right. I thought you were going to tell me you enjoy that.
Could the production be better? Sure. But I'm not going to learn no BS and all that crap. I don't care. This is fine for me. I'm content.
We're a 2-man band and we're getting better at bringing stuff up. And
I'll go back to episode 1.
Again, we're talking about things that we care about. We're talking about things that matter to us. And they're talking about things that matter to them. As stupid as it is and as dumb as it is.
Sure. It's their right to do it, and I hope they keep doing it.
No, I don't. You know what? I don't care if they do it or not.
I want them to, well, when they're doing that, they're leaving, little kids and animals alone.
Well, they can do whatever. Listen, they can do whatever they want. I just don't want to know about it, and I don't care about it. They can have their little fan base and talk about it, and the only thing they can do is talk about me, and that's fine because guess what? You're leaving somebody else alone.
Yeah. Well, I get tired of the certain topics we talk about, but it just seems like that's the news cycle, man. I looked today to find anything else to talk about. I found some things. It was a somewhat entertaining news day, but there's so much, like, that is such a large part of the news every day. So it's hard to not talk about it.
Exactly. And what's the problem with talking about it? So you're tired of talking about it, or you don't want to hear it? Don't listen.
Yeah, that's kind of what I say. So
and the other thing is that when we talk about COVID, we're not giving you the mainstream media version of what's going on here. We're giving a different take on things that you're not going to hear on the mainstream media because they don't want to talk about it.
Because
brought to you by Pfizer, sponsored by Pfizer.
And every platform that we're on here, they don't want us talking about it either. But I don't care.
Well, we don't have enough of a following. The algorithm's
Right.
not
Right,
even
'cause we're
kicked in.
Yeah, because we're everybody's dirty little secret.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to tell anybody that they're listening to this.
Well, there's a
Because-
lot of things that I run across. I'm like, why isn't this on the news? Like, I mean, I know why it's not, but it should be. So, what can I do? Tweet it to my, 87 whatever I have, followers. Who cares? So I'll just come on here and throw it out there. That's all I can do.
Yeah, Tristan, guess what? I would let you take the talentless hack's place.
Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty bright kid. We have to work on him with his crutch words, but he's a bright, and I call him a kid. He's like 20 something years old, but
He's a kid to us.
yeah. Well, everybody's a kid to us now.
Correct.
Like, the Tasmanian Devil's a kid to me.
Stop it.
What? I'm older than him.
I don't care. Just a waste of time, basically.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've had enough. I think we have to land the plane, as Deuce says. Right now, I'm boring Deuce.
Wow.
You know what, Bob? It's just the thing is, I purposely don't go over there and listen to that nonsense because it sickens me. It just sickens me. So why even give it any kind of publicity? Why even talk about it?
All right. I think this long of an episode requires 2 dad jokes.
Okay.
What do you call a Frenchman wearing sandals?
I don't know.
Philippe Flop.
Okay. I like that one.
All right. Eat me. All right. Last one.
Well, I said I liked it. What do you mean? Eat me? I said I like it. It was a good one. A good dad joke.
I don't believe you.
I give it a 8.0 on a dad joke scale.
I stayed up all night waiting for the sun to come up, and then it dawned on me.
That's a 6.
So when are we doing this again?
I say Monday morning.
Monday morning. Okay. All right.
Monday, when the sun just breaks the mountains and the first rays of light touch the earth in the morning. Yes, in the morning. There's only one guy that gets that joke because I'm speaking French.
Well, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. It was good to see. We had some, I'd say extra viewers that we don't normally get because of the time of the show. So I noticed our numbers were up in double digits, which is, sorry, that's pathetic to brag about, but it felt good to see that.
Like I said, he means me. Yeah, deuces. That's an old joke that goes back a long time. Anyhow, if you think that you can talk to somebody and tell them about this show, please do. All right. Help us grow the show. Help us grow the show where we have to worry about saying something where we're actually going to get thrown off of one of these platforms.
Unless they happen to work for big tech or the government.
No, still tell them.
No.
All right. I think we've done it all, Bob. I think we've said it all. I think we're about to.
We've said it all. Boomer Bunker.
All right. We'll talk to you Monday morning.
Monday morning.